We've just received some big information regarding Dainsleif playable standpoint in the game, and a lot of people are going to be shocked. We actually do have a lot of updated news regarding Dainsleif, his model, his icon, a bit of gameplay as well. And we also have some additional information regarding Skirk and her weapon. If you would like to join the 16,000 Primogem giveaway that I host every single month for free, click the top link in the description. You just have to do a few steps. The more entries you get, the higher chance you have of winning. Okay, so the first bit of news, and the news that I believe all of you are here for. This is from an uncle, and it doesn't say which specific uncle. I read the comments and there's still nothing. But here we are. It says Q, and that stands for question. Do you know if Dainsleif will become playable or introduced in the 6.x updates? The answer is, from my knowledge, Dainsleif will definitely be introduced into the story and play a significant role. This may lead to him becoming playable with hype built up. For now, I would have to say yes. So that obviously answers some big questions out there regarding people wondering if Dainsleif will become playable. We know that we will be seeing Dainsleif in 5.7. That will be our first reintroduction to Dainsleif, and then obviously he is going to drag on into the 6.x updates, possibly leading it, playing a big factor. We will just have to let time play out to see the full results. But I think we all did see this coming. I mean, he's been such a hyped up character for such a long time. It would be awesome to see him be playable. I really wonder what element he'd be. That now we bring the questions: what element would he be? What weapon would he use? And what would his attacks and kit sort of be like? Well, here's a video of some semi gameplay of Dainsleif. It's the first time we've seen him in some sort of a playable stance doing some attacks. But yeah, by no means this is actual gameplay. Like, this isn't someone playing as Dainsleif. This is more, I will play the video now, this is more just him showcasing some attacks, but we can actually see his model, in a, you know, in the world of Teyvat, in the overworld. And I believe this has been dragged from obviously 5.7 beta. Yeah, this is a beta tester, and yeah, spoiler alert, I'm guessing, you know, this will be our introduction of Dainsleif in the 5.7 update. So little spoiler there, but it is really interesting and really cool to see Dainsleif in that state where he's using attacks, and we can actually see his model a bit better. Here is some new Dainsleif information regarding more effect textures added. So this isn't a massive update, but if we read it together, Dainsleif had some effect textures added. I'm sure you guys saw the blank placeholder side icon for him as well. Effects react with the in-game shader to get specific colors. Many effect textures are orange, yellow, red. So that's going pretty far from, you know, as how we know Dainsleif, how we perceive him. He's more dark blue kind of character. It's kind of strange how he's having the red, yellow, orange being added in there. I wonder how this may play into effect. Could he be Pyro? Could he be Pyro? I'm not too sure. Obviously, that's not the be all and end all of what his element's going to be. If you look at the patterns themselves, they do look very abyssal. I mean, obviously, Dainsleif is an officer from KNR, I believe, or was. So, you know, that's expected. They are very abyssal looking. Could this have a play into the storyline, his element? Who knows? I actually would really love to hear your guys' theories though, so please drop the comments. I always read the comments and reply, so yeah, definitely do that. And here is another bit of exciting Dainsleif information that you just gotta love. We actually found game files of his icon. So yeah, this is really cool. Let's have a look. This is a placeholder of the Dainsleif side icon. So we have Dahlia there. We have Skirk there, and yes, this is dragged from the game files, and then obviously we have Dainsleif, but it's blacked out for some reason. Maybe his side profile, side icon graphic hasn't even been created yet. Maybe it's blurred out for a reason. They know people are going to try and get pictures of it. Maybe it shows a different side of Dainsleif that we don't know. Maybe Mahoyo don't want players to like catch on that he could possibly be playable. Either one of those theories, I have absolutely no clue, but it is nice to see his icon in the game files. You know, that kind of makes me feel like something promising could be happening. Now here is some information on Skirk. So we've gone from Dainsleif now to Skirk, and this is regarding Skirk's weapon. So it's called Azure Light. It scales with crit rate, which is already broken. It has a base attack of 608, which is nice. And let's read the stats, which are called the White Mountains Bounty. Within 12 seconds after an elemental skill is used, attack is increased by 24/48%. During this time, when the equipping character has 0 energy, obviously, you know, Skirk runs off 0 energy, apart from her, I believe it's called the Serpent Spine stack that fuels her burst. I can't remember the exact name, but I know that she uses some sort of energy to fuel her burst. Attack will be further increased by 24 and 48, and crit damage will have increased by 40 and 80. Like, how broken is this? But I can't lie, it really does seem like they are trying to make you pull for Skirk, then Escoffia, and then Skirk's weapon. If you want to get maximum damage, if you want to make, you know, this sort of team deck go absolutely crazy, the Escoffia, Farina, Sitlali, Skirk, with the weapon, obviously Skirk is going to be easily SS. Very good character, but it does just really make me think, oh, they are trying to power creep Skirk so much. If they're trying to do all of this right now, it really makes me think, what are they hiding in 6.0? This is actually a warning to players that are considering pulling Skirk. Please make sure that if you pull for Skirk, you understand that she is completely limited to Cryo and Hydro characters. And also, please understand that you may be robbed in the 6.0 updates. If you're pulling Skirk completely for a power creep, meta, main DPS standpoint, which I completely understand. Like, of course, she's not going to be power crept insane amounts. She's not going to go from being SS to B tier. You know what I mean? She's always going to be a viable character for a very long amount of time. If you like her, pull for her. But this is me just reminding you guys that if you are pulling for the best of the best, and you already have a pretty solid main DPS, maybe wait for 6.0 and those updates. There are going to be some absolutely insane characters. And I actually say this to everyone, I believe this update is going to be one of the biggest Genshin updates ever made, because it's leading into Snezhnaya, and where's that going to lead to? We're going to go further and further into the abyssal stages, possibly, and then maybe into the galaxy of Teyvat, and that could bring a brand new game, who knows. I think they will carry on with Genshin Impact, but guys, click the little bell next to my name, make sure notifications are turned on to all. Thank you so much for watching, like, subscribe. I want you to comment down the thing you found most interesting in this video, whether that's all of the Dainsleif information, Skirk's weapon, maybe even that little bit of gameplay of that clip of Dainsleif. Please let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I post Genshin videos every single day, and yeah, peace.